Hi, Jishnu. Can you hear me? Hello, Jishnu. Can you hear me? Hi, Jishnu. Hello, Jishnu. Hello. Hello, Jishnu. Can anybody else is here? Atish. Hello, Jishnu. Am I audible? Hello, Jishnu. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Jishnu. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello, students. Jishnu, can you hear me? Hello, Jishnu. Can you hear me? Hello.
Jishnu, are you there?
Uh, so
Jishnu,
good
are you
evening,
there?
sir. So this is
Sir?
Ramal Raj only.
Yeah,
Jishnu,
good evening.
I cannot hear anything from Jishnu, sir. Calling him for the past few minutes, but he's not responding.
Jishnu, drop a message in the group.
Just a
If
minute.
you're able to hear us, drop a message in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir.
No. Asking him, sir. I'm asking him to drop a message in the chat box. Sir, did he respond?
Sir,
Vishnu, are you there?
can you hear me, sir, now?
Yeah, I'm able to hear. Okay.
Sir, I had to change my headphones. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Hello, Jishnu, can you hear me now? Hello, Jishnu? Jishnu, can you hear me now?
Sir,
Yeah, fine. You can hear me, right? The other two are joining now?
I don't know, sir. I'm trying Sai this week, sir.
Okay, fine then. We will start in few minutes. Just a minute. And Jishnu, can you able to see my screen? Hello, Jishnu. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. So what chapter? Today shall we discuss, start with this chapter? How do organism reproduce? Revision?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Fine. And in this chapter, like two important, like it is starting with the two important questions, Jishnu. You try to answer these two questions first. The first question is, how do organism reproduce? Okay, that's the first question. Okay, how do organism reproduce? Can you tell me?
There are asexual and sexual ways on.
Yeah. So organism reproduce either by sexual method or by asexual method, or you can say even both. Okay, for in one part of its life, example the plants and lower level organisms, uh, both they can do. Okay, sexual reproduction as well as asexual reproduction. Okay, fine, good. And the next question is, Jishnu, can you answer this one? Why do organisms reproduce? You know how do organisms reproduce? The second question is, why do organisms reproduce?
To sustain and propagate the species.
Okay, and they call it as what? Um, Species continuation. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Continuity of life form, or you can say species. Then what else? Hmm?
Sir, I don't
Okay,
know.
fine. So this is correct. Now, reproduction is not necessary to maintain the life of an organism. Justify. Can you justify this one? Reproduction is not necessary to maintain the life of an individual organism. Can you justify? You agree with me or not?
Sir, it is not necessary for an individual organism, but for as a species, it is necessary. Sir.
Yeah, fine. So it doesn't mean that if an organism does not reproduce, it will die. No, it is not so. If the organism does not eat, it will die. If it does not respirate, it will die. If it does not excrete, it will die. If does not reproduce, it will not die. That's why they call it as reproduction is not necessary to maintain the life of an individual. Fine. But in what way reproduction is significant in living organism, especially in human beings? You just assume. What is the significance of this reproduction and the reproduction system?
Sir, it creates multiple.
Hmm?
Sir, can you repeat the question once again?
Yeah, my question is this, no? In what way reproduction or reproductive system? We have reproductive system.
Yes, sir.
What is the function of the reproductive system in human beings?
To create more copies of human beings. Sir.
Huh?
To create more human beings we are, and to expand the population.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, fine. See, what I wanted to say is, see, you don't have to reproduce to live, but to develop into a unisexual organism. For example, when your sex is determined in your mother's womb after fertilization, okay, fertilization, the type of sperm cell entered into the egg cell, if it carries X chromosome, the sperm cell, if it carries X chromosome, mother will have X, so the baby will be XX female, correct? And then if a sperm carries only Y chromosome, okay, but in your egg cell it is X, then the baby will be XY male, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the sex is determined in the mother's womb, and then the baby has to develop from at least the 7th week of gestation. The baby starts developing into either female or male. Okay, so the reproductive system is important for not the process, but the system is important for the growth and development process. Okay, if you have reproductive system, proper reproductive system only, you can develop into a male, or else you can develop into maybe, or you can develop into female. Okay, depends upon the type of chromosomes you have. So the system is very, very important, okay, for the development, correct? Can you understand this? No?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now we answered 3 questions. Okay, the questions are, first is how do organisms reproduce, and second is why do organisms reproduce, and third is reproduction is not necessary to maintain life of an individual. Justify. That's the third thing. And then significance of reproductive system in humans, means which helps us to develop into either male or female starting from the mother's womb, right? So these are all the 4 things we discussed till now. Okay, now shall I ask the next question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the mechanism of reproduction? Can you talk about the mechanism of reproduction?
Sir, what do you mean by mechanism?
The main process connected with reproduction. Mechanism. They call it as mechanism. Connected with reproduction. That is called what? DNA copying mechanism. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, DNA copying mechanism. What is this DNA copying mechanism? You know, this is the prokaryotic cell. When it divides, what should occur first? The division of the DNA. This is the DNA, correct? DNA should replicate first. Replicates or exact copy. Okay, so one DNA should produce two of its copies. And then these two copies should divide, and then the cell should divide, and then two cells will form. Can you understand? In a simple unicellular organism also, just know, before the cell division, why I'm using this example here, the cell division itself, the mode of reproduction in unicellular organism. Okay, what is the mode of reproduction in unicellular organism?
Cell
Just
division.
cell division. And this is the representation of cell division. What occurs? DNA divides into two, and then cytoplasm divides, called karyokinase, duplication of DNA, segregation of DNA, division of cytoplasm. Okay, so these are all the processes. Okay, so even in our multicellular organism, zygote forms. Zygotes divide internally many cells, many cells, many cells, many cells. So then you call it as morula, blastula, like that. It goes on. So here what occurs, one cell, if it divides into two cells, automatically the DNA is also duplicated. So that process, for example, in human beings, sperm cell and then egg cell. Okay, sperm cell, why you are like a sperm cell and egg cell are there? Fused in the process of fertilization, the sperm cell DNA given DNA and the mother egg cell donated DNA, and together what form? Zygote form. Correct? Zygote form. So this zygote divides into two, in the sense internally, and then 2-cell stage to 4-cell stage, and then like that it goes on. See, means if the cell has to divide, what must it divide first? You know, the cell has to divide. What should divide first?
DNA.
Yeah, DNA should make its own copy, DNA duplication. So that is the main processes connected with reproduction. Mechanism of reproduction is DNA copying mechanism. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, see, we should discuss about two important things. Okay? One is, like as we said, DNA copying mechanism. Okay? What are the two modes of reproduction, Jishnu?
Sexual and asexual.
Yeah. Asexual and then asexual. Now, have you heard about what is the significance of this asexual reproduction?
Asexual reproduction needs only one parent.
Okay, fine. Okay, you can say one parent. And then
There is not much differentiation.
means identical. Okay,
Yes, sir.
progeny are identical to the parents. This identical in the sense genetic level as well as morphology. Okay, genetically and morphologically, the progeny are identical to the parents. Can you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, in sexual parent, one parent is involved, progeny are identical. There is a term which represents these characters called what? Clones. What are called clones?
Has exact
Genetically,
same genetic
yeah,
material.
genetically and morphologically identical copies are called what? Clones. So that is in asexual reproduction. And then coming to sexual reproduction, what are the significances? Tell me in sexual reproduction.
Sir, sexual reproduction gives variation, sir.
Yeah, variation, very good. See, listen, in sexual reproduction, the paternal DNA haploid means 1N and the maternal DNA okay 1N forms into 2N, and then what you can see, genetic recombination, correct?
Yes, sir.
You can see genetic recombination. So this genetic recombination, we call it as what? Because of this genetic recombination, the progeny, maybe the progeny or offsprings different from the parent in certain degree. That difference between the parent and progeny, what do we call?
Differentiation.
Variation. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. So sexual reproduction results in variation because of genetic recombination. Variation occurs. The progeny up to certain degree differs from the parents. That is variation. Now they call one thing. One statement is called what? Accumulation of variation. Okay. What is it? Accumulation of variation. You know that?
No, sir.
Accumulation of variation results in speciation. Okay, accumulation of variation results in speciation. Means what? Initially, sexually reproducing organism very insignificant. For example, 0.00000000001. After some particular years, maybe 0001, and this may lead to 0.001, and then 0.1, and then you can say 1, even 2. Is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
very insignificant to significant, the variation gets accumulated. That's why what is the similarity in human DNA and similarity percentage and differences in DNA of humans and the forefathers. Maybe monkey, ancestor. Jishnu, can you get my question? In what degree human DNA differs from its DNA?
Then
Yes.
then what's
2% only. Okay, நம்ம டிஎன்ஏவும் மங்கியோட டிஎன்ஏவும் just 2% மட்டும்தான் வேரி ஆகியிருக்கு. ஓகேயா?
okay, sir?
Okay.
So
So means அந்த 2% just like that வரல. Okay, the 2% just like that it did not come. It took time. For example, when the first mammal came, we are mammals, right?
yes, sir.
What Jishnu? Are we
Yes, sir.
mammals?
Yes,
When
sir.
did we evolve?
Sir,
When did the mammals evolved?
uh, sir, I don't. How, sir? After
Approximately 200 million years ago. They call it as what? Mia. What is Mia? Million years ago. The first mammal evolved 210 million years ago. You understand this point?
yes, sir.
We are mammals. Humans also mammals. Okay, in mammals, slowly, variation occurred, and then humans came. Homo. We call us Homo sapiens. When did they evolve? First humans, ancestral man. How many years back? Can you guess, Jishnu?
60 million, sir.
Can you guess?
60 million years ago.
Huh?
60, sir.
Oh, just
Okay.
25,000 years ago.
Just 25 years, sir.
Yeah, we are so young, Jishnu. Humans means the Homo sapiens arrived just 25,000 years ago only. Okay, but look into that. Why I'm telling, from mammals to humans, look at the differences. How many million years are in between? Okay, so what I mean to say is, variation is a slow process to result in speciation. Variation results in speciation, but it will not occur overnight. It takes lot of time. Okay, unimaginable number of years. Okay, can you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So that, but still that is the significance of variation. Because of variation only, now we have diverse form of life. Okay, genome level variation. Because of the genome level variation, we have now diverse kind of organism. Okay, okay, Jishnu.
Yes, sir.
So now you tell me, what are all the important questions we discussed? Just list me the questions.
How do organisms reproduce?
Very good. First question, how do organisms
Why?
reproduce?
Why do
Second,
organisms?
why do organisms reproduce? Okay. Third,
What is the mechanism of reproduction?
even before that, one justification question I told you.
Yes, sir. The justify what does a single organism need reproduction to survive?
Yeah, means reproduction is not necessary living process. Justify. That was the question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you get my point?
Yes, sir.
And next question only we discussed about the DNA copying mechanism. Correct?
Yes, sir.
DNA copying mechanism means the mechanism of reproduction. And then like significances in sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Okay, in sexual reproduction, what kind of progeny are produced?
Different. Very.
Yeah, in sexual, different because
Because two genomes are two genetic
yeah,
material are
genetic
included.
recombination between paternal and maternal DNA. Okay,
Yes, yes, sir.
fine. In asexual,
Asexual, it has no variation.
yeah, we use one term, right, to represent genetically, morphologically identical progeny.
Clones.
Very good. Clones. Okay, fine. Now, can you understand till that?
Yes, sir.
And then we also discussed about significances of variation, right? What is the significance of variation? Significances. What are the significances of variation?
We can the new progeny can be much more. The new progeny can be much more.
Okay,
Can
means
be more
significances
adaptive.
of variation in the sense accumulation of variation results in speciation. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because of variation, the progeny shows characteristic differences between the parent from the parent. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
That's the significance of variation. Okay, we discussed these things as of now. Now we'll go to the methods of the others joined the NOVA.
No, sir.
Only we two are here. Fine.
They're not picking up.
Yeah, fine. Now we just discussed about how unicellular organism. Okay, we just discussed about how unicellular organisms are reproducing. Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. Now what you have to understand there, or what you have to learn is know the different types of methods and the kind of organism reproduces by that particular method. Okay, what are the important things you need to learn?
Methods of reproduction.
Mm.
Then
And then what organism reproduces by that method? Examples, method and example. Method you should know, definition of that method you should know, an example you should know, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, now first method is fission. Okay, what is fission, Vishnu?
Sir, fission is a single cell dividing into two daughter cells. Two or more
Simple.
daughter cells.
Yeah, fission is simple cell division. One cell divides into two. That is fission. Okay,
Yes,
cell division process. Fission is nothing but what?
cell division process.
Cell division process. Very good. Now, the first important type of fission is binary fission. Okay. What is binary fission?
One cell dividing into two cells,
Yeah.
two daughter cells.
One organism, one parent organism divides into two. So the parent cell produces two identical daughter cells. Okay, what is fission? Especially binary fission means one parent organism produces two identical daughter cells. Tell me, what is fission?
One parent gives two identical daughter cells.
Very good. Fine. Now, there are two type of fission path. What are the two type of fission? You know that?
Binary and multiple.
No, multiple fission is different. In binary fission, there are two types. Please know.
So,
Look at here.
any
Listen.
plane,
Huh?
you can divide at any plane or a single plane.
Very good. Very good. Just know. Look at that. Amoeba is there. Splitting of the two cell during division can take place in any plane. Okay, one amoeba like this, it can divide. Like this, it can divide. In any plane, it can divide and produce the daughter cells. This is binary fission at any plane. The second example is, you can see binary fission in Leishmania. You can see here, the division occurs only in one particular, okay, binary fission occurs in a binary fission occurs in a
One similar. Sir,
binary here fission occurs in
one any plane.
definite orientation. Okay, fission occurs in definite orientation. You can look at here. Only in this part, the fission can start. Cannot in this part. Cannot in this part. Only in this part. Then you can see slowly two part. Okay, and then this divides into develop or different organism, and this develop into different organism. Is it clear? This
Yes,
is
sir.
what binary fission in definite plane, definite orientation. The first example, amoeba, binary fission in any
Indefinite.
direction, any plane. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, multiple fission. What is multiple fission? Where it occurs?
The multiple fission occurs in plasmodium. Sir.
Very good. Plasmodium. Okay. They call it as malarial parasite. It causes malaria. Okay. So the plasmodium. Here you can see they are kutti cell-like structures. What they're inside is actually kutti
Cell-like structures.
yeah, cell-like structures. If the coat is released, they can come out, and then each one will develop into a new organism. Okay, each one will develop into a new organism. Okay,
Okay.
so this is multiple fission. Example,
Plasmodium.
plasmodium. Okay, why it is called a malarial parasite?
Because it causes malaria.
Why it is called malarial parasite?
Sir, because it causes malaria, sir.
Yeah, it transmits malaria through mosquito. Okay, mosquito. These microorganisms only carried through the salivary gland of mosquito. That's why we call this as multiple fission. Okay,
Sir, your voice
they are
is
called
breaking.
parasites. They are called what? Parasites.
Sir,
Parasite means what?
sir, your voice is breaking.
Oh, parasite means what?
Parasite means an organism feeding on another organism, relying on another organism for food, and eventually harming the host.
Yeah, very good. So that's what here also. Okay, they means they enter into the body, they divide like anything. Even they can hurt us also. Okay, so that's about this malarial parasite, paramecium. Okay, sorry, plasmodium, right?
Yes, sir.
So the next method is fragmentation. What is fragmentation? Where it occurs? Know the definition of fragmentation. How can you define fragmentation?
So when the organism is cut into is cut into is
Hmm.
cut each cut part grows up into a single organ.
Hmm. Yeah, organisms break into smaller pieces. Okay, organisms break into smaller pieces. Each piece will develop into a new organism. Okay,
Yes, sir.
each piece will develop into a new organism. So that process is called what?
Fragmentation.
Yeah, fragmentation. Which organism uses this mode of reproduction?
Spirogyra.
Yeah, simple multicellular organism. Spirogyra is a multicellular, but it is simple multicellular organism. So they uses fragmentation. Okay,
Yes, sir.
next is what is regeneration?
So when you cut it into pieces,
You can't hear me?
Sir, I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. See, listen. Regeneration. What is regeneration?
Sir, the same as fragmentation, no, sir.
Hello?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, isn't it the same as fragmentation?
No, it is not same as fragmentation. So one simple difference is here, example, it occurs in Hydra and Planaria. Important thing is,
Sir?
here, listen. The organism can be, look at this, can be cut into any number of pieces. Each piece grows into complete organism. But here, Jishnu, look
Sir?
this picture. Can you look into this picture?
Yes,
See,
sir.
listen. Look into this picture now. Here, this organism, you can see an organism with head-like structure, body, and three parts are there. Okay, three parts are there. 1, 2, 3. Can you see? 1,
Yes, sir.
2, 3 parts are there. So here three pieces came. Head portion, body portion, tail portion, you can say. Only you can see the old portion stays as such. The head region is as such here, but the tail and body region regenerated. Here also, the middle piece is as such. You can see
Yes,
the
sir.
white color. The head
Yes,
and
sir.
tail region, again, growth. And then
Yes, sir.
here, the tail portion there and these two are regenerated. Is it clear?
Yes,
Only
sir.
the differences here is only only lost body parts in a
Regenerate.
regenerator. Is it clear? Only
Yes,
the
sir.
last part. Okay, any part if it loses, it will grow.
Oh, yes,
Is
sir.
it clear?
Yes, sir.
This is called regeneration. Before there, all the parts, okay, all of the parts, completely new organism generated from the kutti. You can see a complete young one. But here, the last part is damaged. The damaged part is repaired. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
What are the two organism uses regeneration as the mode of
Uh,
reproduction?
Plasma.
Hydra and planaria. Okay. Hydra.
Sir, Hydra also does it by budding, no, sir?
Yes. Hydra is a multicellular animal. It reproduces by budding, also reproduces by regeneration. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Budding and regeneration. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So other example is planaria. Hydra, the diagram which we saw is actually planaria. Okay, so this is the planaria. Is it clear? Hello, Jisnu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now the next method is called what? Budding. Okay. In budding, the cells basically they are called what? The regenerative cells. The organism possesses regenerative cells. For example, this is the Hydra multicellular. Here you can see one outgrowth. Okay, the outgrowth. This outgrowth are basically they are regenerative cells. They are called what? Regenerative cells. So they slowly divide. You can see divide and develop into kuti significant size bud, and then a new organism is formed. Once reaching and of course 1/3 of parent size, they detaches from the parent and grow again. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
This is called budding. So okay, is there any other organism reproduces by budding? See, this is Hydra is multicellular. Can
Yeast.
budding is possible in unicellular organism?
Yes, sir. Yeast.
Huh?
Yeast. Yeast.
Yeah, very good. Where do we use yeast?
For baking and
Yeah, we call it as what? Baker's yeast.
yes, sir.
And then brewer's yeast. Remember?
Sir, what's the brewer?
Brewing. Wine alcohol production. We use
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeast. Okay, example Saccharomyces cerevisiae. That's an yeast. Okay,
Okay.
okay, Jishnu.
Yes, sir.
So multicellular ni keta, we should say Hydra. Unicellular அப்படின்னு கேட்டா budding you can say yeast. Okay. Now the next method is called what? Vegetative propagation. So what is vegetative propagation?
So vegetative propagation is when a part of a plant is cut and planted on the ground. It also will grow
Yeah.
into a
Simple. The body parts. Okay, the part like it may be the part of root, it may be the part of stem or leaf. they have the potency to develop into a new plant under proper condition. This method is called what? Vegetative propagation. See, there are maybe in your book that MTG publishes, you can see a table which shows different kind of vegetative propagules. I will give you something. Have you seen ginger?
Ginger, yes, sir.
Ginger. வீட்ல இஞ்சி செய்வோம்ல இஞ்சி. Ginger.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So they call it as notes. Notes on ginger. Potatoes they call it as ice. Ice on potatoes. Okay. So notes, ice, you can say buds. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And many are there. Runners. Offset. Suckers. Etc. So, from these body parts, if you can take from root, stem or whatever, and this will have the tendency to develop into a new organism. That process is called what? Vegetative propagation. Okay? Hello?
Yes,
Jishnu?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, so that method is called what? Vegetative propagation. And now, can these organism which reproduces to vegetative propagation, can it reproduce by sexual mode? Can it reproduce by sexual mode?
Which one? No, sir. I think that if they have flowers, they can.
It can. Okay. Organisms in plant reproduction, we use a term called, just know the name of the term is actually called what? Alteration of generation. In higher class, you study about this. Alteration of generation. What do they call?
Alteration of generation.
Alteration of generation. For example, haploid. For example, see, listen, in some plants, they have sporophytic. Phytic generation and gametophytic. Okay, see, in plants, this mode of reproduction is there. You know? Means in plants, they can reproduce by asexual method like vegetative propagation. The same plant in a particular season, flowering will be there. Since flowers are the reproductive organ, so they can reproduce by in the floral reproduction also. Can you understand this point?
Yes, sir.
Means sexual alteration of in one part of its lifetime, asexually reproduce ஆகும்பா. அதே பிளான்ட் சீசன் சமயத்துல ஃபிளவரிங்லாம் இருக்கும்போது செக்ஷுவலாவும் reproduce ஆகும். So that is called what? Alteration of generation. You get my point?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Means both the sexual will be there as well as asexual will be there. Keep that in mind. Okay? Fine. Next is spore formation. What is the next method? Spore formation. What is spore formation?
Sir, the formation of spores. Then
Yeah. Look at here. This is a multicellular fungi. No, Rhizophus is a multicellular organism. In its body, it produces a blob-like structure. They are called what? Sporangia. Okay. From this sporangia, for example, this is the head of the sporangia. The spores which are present can be used for propagation of the organism. Okay, the spores, each spore will come out. Many spores are there. The spores will come out. They will develop into new organism.
Oh, yes, sir.
Is it clear? One multicellular organism, one multicellular organism, many spore. If it bursts, each will develop into one spore. Is it clear? One spore, one organism produces many spores. Each spore can develop into one complete organism. Okay. Hello, Jishnu. Hello.
Sorry, sir. My mom called.
Yeah. The organism example is Rhizobus. Okay. Now,
Okay, sir.
I think evening you have your revision class today.
The test series, sir.
Yeah.
One second. I did not get any message till now.
Okay. Actually, it is there. Maybe on around 6 to 7. Okay. But why I asked you? There we can discuss about the sexual mode of reproduction. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Now, you tell me the mode of asexual reproduction and the organism which reproduces with the help of this asexual reproduction. Example. Mode definition example. With that, we can finish today's class. The mode of asexual reproduction, definition of that method, and then example of the organism reproduces by that particular method.
Sir? Hello?
So, can you hear me? Can
Sir,
you
can
hear
you hear
me?
Sir, can you
Hello?
hear me?
Yeah. Jisnu, I can hear you.
I can. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
One simple task I'm giving you. You tell me the name of the asexual method,
Okay.
and then definition of the method, and then example of the organism reproduces by that particular method.
Okay, sir.
Or can you tell the
Sir,
method? You give me the definition and example.
Fission, binary fission. Binary fission is a fission where a single cell organism splits into two daughter cells. Multiple fission is fission where a single parent cell splits into multiple daughter cells. Okay, example, amoeba and plasmodium. Then
In what way? Okay.
Sir?
Two type of fission, right? Binary
Yes, sir.
fission la rendu type.
Fission where fission which can take place in multiple planes and fission in a single plane.
Not like that, Jishnu. So you should tell like
The technical term I forgot.
Yeah. Fission at any plane, not all plane, any one plane, any plane.
Any? Oh.
Okay. Second is fission at a definite particular plane. Is it clear? Can
Yes,
you
sir.
understand the difference?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then
Sir,
example for these two.
I said amoeba and plasmodium.
Amoeba and ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
Oh, I forgot, sir. It's a leishmania, sir.
Amoeba and leishmania. Very good. Then multiple fission.
Multiple plasmodium.
What is multiple fission?
Single parent cell divides into multiple daughter cells.
Yeah, fine. Why plasmodium is called parasite?
It transfers malaria and feeds on the host for food and eventually harming it.
Okay, okay, fine. The next method?
Next method. So, fragmentation.
Okay. Fragmentation.
When a simple multicellular organism is cut into pieces, each fragment can grow into an adult.
Example?
Example, Spirogyra.
Okay.
Then
Okay, this is in multicellular organism. Spirogyra is simple multicellular organism. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next.
Fragmentation. Where a single
organism. Fragmentation.
No, sir, not fragmentation. It's 1 second.
It is called regeneration.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, regeneration. What is it?
When an organism is split into its parts, then each part can grow into an organism.
Yeah, in regeneration, Jishnu, the last part is regenerated. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fragmentation, just burst and every cell develop into organism. But in regeneration,
only
the last part is alone. Old part remains as such. The last part only regenerated. Okay, that is regeneration. Next method. What example for regeneration?
I forgot, sir.
What method you can give us example in regeneration?
Sir.
Regeneration in Hydra and Planaria. So you can tell me?
Hydra and Planaria.
Next method?
Next is the spore budding, sir. Budding.
Budding. What is budding? What occurs in budding?
The process where the parent cell develops the young cell on its own body, and when the daughter cell is developed, it detaches itself from the parent cell.
Okay, fine. So example, the Hydra and
yeast.
Hydra and Hydra. Okay.
Yes, sir.
By budding. Next, even one example I gave you, right? For unicellular organism reproduced by budding.
Yeast, sir.
Yeast. Okay, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Yeast. And next, what is vegetative propagation?
When plant parts are buried in the when plant parts are generate into a full plant.
Okay. Means from the body part, any body part, the progeny can be produced. Okay. The examples are runners, suckers, bulb. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Such kind of substances. They are called vegetative propagules. From that, the whole plant can be regenerated. Okay, produced, reproduced. And then we also saw about spore formation. The multicellular organism, especially the multicellular fungi, Rhizopus, possesses a special unit called sporangia. Okay, sporangia. Sporangia consists of spores. Spores are gametes or non-gametes?
Spores are non-gametes.
Non-gametes. They are not gametes. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and these spores, once they are released, these spores can develop into a new organism. Okay, every spore can develop into a new organism. Example, that Rhizopus. Okay,
Yes, sir.
these are all the natural methods, and one modern method they are explaining here. What is it? The modern method.
Sir,
What is the modern method? Look into this table. It is called plant tissue culture. Okay, what is the modern method to asexually propagate many number of plants? Asexual mode of reproduction.
tissue
It is
culture.
plant tissue culture. Tissue culture. What are the procedures in plant tissue culture? Just look into that. In plant tissue culture,
New plants have grown by
first is
removing.
removing tissue. Okay, you know the steps in plant tissue culture.
No, sir. You remove and they keep it in a.
See, listen. Listen. For example, a leaf is there. Okay. For example, a leaf is there. From a leaf, a kutty piece is taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a small piece is taken, and that is sterilized. What is called the sterilization? Removal of contaminants. Okay, sterilization. And then media is formulated. What is media?
Media.
What is media? The nutrients. Okay. It consists of all plant growth hormones, carbohydrate source, protein source, vitamin source, mineral source, water, everything will be there. That is the media. Okay. And in that media, the kutty piece is added. Now, what develops in a test tube? It is called callus. Callus means unorganized. For example, this is the glass tube. Till this, you will be adding media, or even this. Till this, you will be adding media, and now you add a piece of your sterilized tissue. Okay, from the plant leaf. This is the plant leaf. You cut a piece and put it here. Now, this media supports the growth of this plant. Okay, like this it grows. What it is called now? It is unorganized. They call it as what? Unorganized mass of actively dividing cells. Okay, what is callus? Unorganized mass of actively dividing cells. Okay, Vishnu? Hello, Jishnu? Can you hear me? Hello?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah. Jishnu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, they take a piece of tissue, sterilize it, prepare medium, add the tissue, it will develop into callus. Callus are called what? Unorganized mass of actively dividing cells. And these callus are then transferred to soil, and then they can grow into a mature plant. Okay, that technique is called what? Plant tissue culture. You can see the definition. In tissue culture, new plants are grown by removing tissue from cells from growing tip of the plant, and then they are placed in artificial medium. They can develop into callus, and the callus is transferred into another medium containing hormone for growth and development, and then they develop into plantlets. Plantlets are the small plants. Okay, plantlets with small plants, and these plants grow into maybe many plants are cultivated like that. Okay, so this is asexual mode of reproduction by artificial means. We call this field as plant tissue culture. Okay,
Yes, sir.
many plants. Here examples not given, just ornamental plant is given, but many plant. Now we see in market varieties of banana. Okay, and varieties of roses and many plants. So all these are done by plant tissue culture. Okay, in single time you can make multiple copies of plants. Okay, because all they are cultivated in controlled condition. So they are free of diseases, threats, etc. So they can easily cultivate it. Okay, so this is about different modes of asexual reproduction in plants. Okay, or other organisms. This is plant tissue culture in plant, but apart from that, they are in different simple unicellular and multicellular organisms. Okay, Ajishnu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyway, let me stop here. If you have in the class today evening at 6,
Yes, sir.
we will discuss about the sexual mode of reproduction in plants and animals. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, Jishnu. Take care. Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jishnu.